Thank you for watching this Hexagon Geospatial e-training module, Ortho Processing using ImageStation OrthoPro. In this module, you will create a project using ImageStation OrthoPro, ISOP, using an existing ISAT project. In the ISOP project, you will orthorectify, dodge, generate seam lines, tone balance, and create mosaicked products. Since OrthoPro is a GeoMedia add-on, if you start OrthoPro from your desktop, you'll see GeoMedia open. For this project, start with GeoMedia open. In the GeoMedia Professional dialog, select Blank Geo Workspace and click OK. This opens a blank Geo Workspace. Click the OrthoPro tab, then click New. The New Project dialog opens. Select or create the directory and folder for your project. For this project, create a new folder called Orthos. Now enter your project's name. For now, use the name Class. Click Save. Select Output Coordinate System or Design File and select the file you want to use with this project. In this case, use Project CSF. The Coordinate System name field automatically fills with the coordinate system based on the file you selected earlier. Click OK. After the Geo Workspace finishes loading the components, click Project Planning. In the ISPM Sources tab of the Project Planning dialog, select a file for the ISPM project file name. Select the project file to use. For this project, select the project file. Select Add All to add all of the images from the ISPM project to the OrthoPro project. Navigate to the Elevation Data tab and click Add. Ensure that Select Elevation Files in a folder is selected. Select the DTM file to use. For this project, use aa_complete.dtm. Since this file is a clean LiDAR surface file, it will produce ideal results. Click OK. The Elevation File Coordinate System dialog will open. In the Coordinate System area of the dialog, select User Defined. This field should already be filled in with Gauss-Krüger 3°. This was filled in based on the output coordinate system specified when creating the project. The User Define option indicates that the surface files are from the same coordinate system as the ISPM ISOP project. When you need to use a different coordinate system, use the CSF or Design File option and select the appropriate files to use with your surface files. Click OK to return to the Project Planning dialog. As you make changes to this dialog, the footprints in the viewer will change. Navigate to the Project Area tab and click MBR of selected sources. All of the corner fields in this dialog fill in. You will need to change the pixel size field yourself. Click Default Pixel Size. You can see the pixel size field change. This is the default setting which changes based on the project you are using. Change the pixel size to 0.5. Click the Fit All icon in the Quick Access toolbar. This will fit the entire project into the window. When you make the OrthoPro viewer larger, you'll need to re-click the Fit All icon to rescale and center the project in the resized window. Navigate to the Products tab in the Project Planning dialog. Select User Defined Products inside Project Area. Browse to and select the appropriate file for your project. For now, use the 500-meter MDB file. Once you are finished, click OK. The new polygons that appear in the viewer represent the mosaicked map sheets created later in this module. Now you'll put the images through an orthorectification process. In the OrthoPro pane, click the Orthorectification button. In the new window, go to Tools, Options. Select the Resource Utilization tab. Depending on the number of physical cores on your system, set the concurrent jobs to either 1 or 2. This determines the number of images that are processed at the same time. Click OK. Processing the images can take some time based on your system, so select the number of images you have time to wait for. Here, all of the photos listed are selected. Go to Edit, Properties. This dialog defines the parameters for the orthorectification process. Notice the option Dodge in the Adaptive Radiometric Enhancements area of the dialog. This option causes the images to be dodged as they are being rectified, saving processing time. When this option is selected, the input images are read once and the output files written only once. This algorithm is automatic, so you will not be prompted for any additional information. The images for this project do not require dodging, so skip this option for now. Later in the module, you'll learn how to utilize dodging. Check the Adjust Transparency Intensity option. This option increments any input zeros by 1. This prevents transparent pixels in the output orthos. In the Void Elevation Coverage areas, select the Use Pixel Fill Intensity option. This fills void surface areas with black. Check the Interpolate Between Adjacent Coverages option. This interpolates the Z value from adjacent surfaces that do not overlap, such as those created in ISAE. If you are using a single elevation file which covers the entire project area, then this parameter is not needed. Set the elevation file priority to closest to photo center. This option results in using the surfaces closest to the center of the photos. This is useful with surfaces created with ISAE and non-single elevation files. You do not need this option if you are using a single elevation file which covers the entire project area. Under Orthorectified Destination, click Define. This opens a dialog to specify the output folders for the orthos. Use the File Format button to specify the file format parameters. The defaults are the recommended parameters. For this project, leave the defaults. Click OK and Save to go back to the Ortho Properties dialog. Once you're done setting the properties and parameters for orthorectification, click OK to save and close this dialog. With your images still selected, click Ortho, Rectify Images. This starts the orthorectification processing. The orthorectification processing will take several minutes to finish. Once the processing is complete, you can close the OrthoPro Rectify window and review images in the Geo workspace. Although this project doesn't need dodging, we'll take a few minutes to learn how to utilize the dodging process if it's needed. From the OrthoPro menu, select Dodge. In the new window, select Tools, Options. Go to the Resource Utilization and again set the number of concurrent jobs to 1 or 2. Here, all of the listed images are selected. Click Edit, Properties. This dialog defines parameters for the dodging process. As with many image processing commands, parameters can vary depending on the imagery at hand, so you should experiment to find the ideal options for your project. For this project, leave the default settings and click OK. In the Dodge window, go to Dodge, Dodge Images to begin the dodging process. The dodging process will take approximately an hour to finish. When the processing is complete, you can close the OrthoPro Dodge window and review the images in GeoMedia. OrthoPro has several methods for generating and importing seam lines. For this project, you will use the Smart Seams method. This bisects the ortho overlap area, then attempts to find a path of least resistance for seam line placement. From the OrthoPro menu, select Seam Lines. Click the Calculate Seam Lines icon. Select the Smart Seams option and leave the grid spacing at 32 pixels. Click OK to start the process. This process will take a few seconds to finish. Once the seam lines are complete, click Review Edit Properties. Note that there are two methods for editing the seam lines in the queued edit area of the dialog. The Edit Geometry command causes every vertex on the seam line to be displayed, allowing you to drag the vertex and modify the seam line during the edit process. The Redigitize Geometry option lets you pick a start and end point for placing points. For this project, select the Redigitize Geometry option. Click OK. Now click Review Edit Seam Lines. This opens a queued edit control system that steps you through the seam lines one at a time for inspection and editing. In the Review Edit Seam Lines pane, click the Options icon to open the Queuing Options dialog. In the General tab, check the Automatically Advance When Status Changes option, then click OK to close the dialog. Edit the seam line as needed. After you have finished editing the seam line, change the status in the Review Edit Seam Lines pane to Inspected in order to advance to the next seam line. Repeat this process as needed. For this project, avoid editing all of the seam lines. You will be editing some of the mosaic products in another module using PixelQ. When you're done, click the Stop icon in the Seamlines command pane, then close it. When seamlines are created or imported into OrthoPro, the program automatically assigns ortho images to fill the polygons. The Assign Mosaic Polygons command validates those assignments, overriding the assignments when necessary. On the OrthoPro main menu, click Assign Mosaic Polygons. Select various polygons in the list to move the dodged orthos to the top of the display. This indicates which orthos will fill each polygon. The Set option is used to override the default assignments. You won't need to use this for this dataset. Click OK to save the assignments and dismiss the dialog. The Tone Balance command is used to calculate coefficients, which are then used during the mosaic process to radiometrically tilt the images in order to reduce tonal disparities between the products. From the OrthoPro menu, click Tone Balance. Leave the Narrow Ortho Overlap option unchecked and click OK to compute the tone balance coefficients. The Narrow Ortho Overlap option is used for satellite image ortho production when there is minimal overlap between frames. The mosaic process is used to combine the dodged orthos into the final map sheets and blend them along the seam lines. From the OrthoPro menu, click Mosaic. In the new window, go to Tools, Options. In the Resource Utilization tab, once again set the number of concurrent jobs to 1 or 2. Here, all of the listed images are selected. You do not have to do the same. Go to Edit, Properties. This dialog defines parameters for the mosaic process. Set the overedge border to 50 meters and click OK. Go to Mosaic, Mosaic Products to begin processing. The mosaic processing will take a few minutes to finish. When the processing is complete, you can close the OrthoPro Mosaic window and review the images in the Geo workspace. The ideal way to review your images is to select Display Off for both rectified orthos and dodged orthos in the Legend pane. Thank you for watching this e-training module from Hexagon Geospatial. For more e-training, visit hexagongeospatial.com/etraining.